Hello, good morning, children. I hope you all enjoy the Children's Day and the Festival of Light also. Children, here we completed 4 lessons and today we start the fifth lesson. Children, you like to fly in the sky now? But you can fly? No. Who can fly in the sky? Birds. So today we learned about birds. Means today's lesson is depend on birds. So our lesson name is the fascinating world of bird. First of all, I read the introduction. Children, you learned the different types of animals like mammals, reptiles and birds. These all animals have different types of food habit, shelter and also they possess some special adaptation which is suitable for them. You also learned more different types of beaks. So children, now we will learn more about the birds, their beak, claws in our lesson. Children, now you open your textbook and see whatever I read. First of all, I read some para, then I explain. Birds are beautiful and they can fly. They fly in the lovely bright sky. For food, they wander here and there. When food is found, they return to share. Animals and birds make the world truly fascinating. Who doesn't like to listen to the happy chirping of sparrows or the lovely sounds koals make? Birds are not just lovely to listen to or look at. They are also very important part of nature. Let us learn a little more about these wonderful creatures. So children, now I explain this para. So listen carefully. Birds are those of species of animals on the planet who can fly with the help of their wings. Birds migrate from one part of the planet to the other part of the planet in search of food and shelter. These birds are called as a migratory birds. So got na children? Migratory means what? And some birds are very beautiful. You like na peacock? And some birds have very sweet sound like koel sound. So they make word very fascinating. Now children, after that I read the next para. Birds lives on trees. Nature has gifted them with a body that helps them to fly, pick out worms and insects and build nest. Most birds build their nest on trees to lay and protect eggs. Birds are found everywhere. Birds living near the seas, rivers or lakes naturally feed on fish. So children, I read the second para. Now I explain this one para. Whenever I read the para, you at that time you open your textbook and see and after that read. So listen. So children, you know birds are which things? Are you remember birds are which things? Birds are living things. So they need food, they need shelter and the birds have a definite lifespan. So now I explain the food and the shelter of the birds and how many years they can live. So children, birds are living things but they have a different lifespan. I tell one example of parrot. So some parrots like canaries, they can live about 10 years, means survive about 10 years. And parrot like cockatoos, it can survive 20 years. Macaws, it survives up to 50 years. And the African greys, it can survive 60 years. These are the all species of parrots, means birds can survive. Some birds can survive minimum lifespan and some have a maximum. Now the birds can eat fruits also, insect also, and they can eat both. Means some birds are herbivorous, some are carnivorous, and some are omnivorous like animals. Now see the parrot, it can eat fruits. So the parrot is a frugivorous or herbivorous bird. Means the birds which can eat only fruits or plants, these are frugivorous. Now the birds which can eat insect, the birds which can eat only insect, these birds are called as a insectivorous birds or the carnivorous birds. See the example of gull or seabird or the woodpecker, these are the, or kingfisher, these are the example of carnivorous birds. They can eat only insect. These are the carnivorous birds. Got na children, which are the carnivorous birds? Now next one is the some birds can eat both plant or fruits or the insect also. The crow, you remember the story of the fox and crow? It can eat the cheese and the crow eat small insect also, means crow can eat both plant based material, fruits, and it can also eat the insect. That's why it is the omnivorous birds, means the omnivorous bird, it can eat both, means fruits also and insect also. Children, you got na? What are the types of the birds? Herbivore, carnivore and omnivore. Now the next one children, the birds need shelter, because birds are living things, so they need shelter. So which is the shelter of the birds? So birds build the nest. All birds build their own nest to lay, protect and hatch their eggs, and to protect their young ones also, means birds live in their nest. So the all birds live in their nest. Why? To lay, hatch, protect their eggs and protect their young ones also. So the all birds build the different types of nets, you can see in the picture, and the more information we will learn in a next lesson about the nest. Now the birds can found everywhere on the earth. We can find birds everywhere in the on the earth, means birds can find near the sea area, and some birds like penguin, we can find the penguin in Antarctica, means where there is a very heavy snowfall, means birds are found all over the planet, including the remote areas of Antarctica and the in nearby the extreme climate conditions. Are you got na? Like the plants, birds also found everywhere on the earth. Now some birds are useful and some are the harmful birds. Now the some are useful birds and some are harmful birds. Now I explain which birds are useful and which are harmful. Now birds like hen, you know na hen? Hen what gives us? Hen gives us eggs, it gives us chicken. So these are the very useful birds, means useful birds gives very useful to human beings also, and they are very useful to agriculture purpose also. Now the next one, the birds which are harmful to human beings and they can damage the agriculture product, these birds are called as a harmful birds, or these birds are also called as a nuisance birds. For example, crow and gull, these are the nuisance birds. They can harm. See in the picture, the gull can capture the ice cream from the that person's hand, and the crow can take the all food material which is inside the house also. So they are the harmful birds, so they are called as a nuisance birds. For example, crows, blackbirds, pigeons, ducks and gull, these are the harmful birds. Now children, I read next para. Birds that do not fly at all are called as a flightless birds. The penguin, emu and chamberlain tail are some flightless birds. Flight a real wonder. Have, have you ever tried to fly in the air? Impossible, isn't it now? Then how are birds able to do so? This is because the lighter the bird, the easier it can fly. Even large birds are not very heavy. They have a light hollow bones. This reduces their body weight. Their body is shaped like an arrow, pointed at the head as well as at the tail. They have a wings. Their body is covered with feathers. All birds have feathers. There are four types of feathers, namely down feathers are small and fluffy. They cover the bird's body and keep it warm. Body feathers are bigger than the down feathers. Flight feathers are long. They are on the wings and help the birds to fly. Tail feathers are also long and help the birds to slow down. A bird flies by flapping its wing up and down. All birds depend on the quality of their feathers to keep them airborne. Birds inspired man to build the aeroplanes. Now, children, I will explain this one all para. So, listen carefully. First of all, I will explain about the flightless bird. What is mean by flightless? Flight means what? Fly. Less means no. Means the birds which cannot fly. The birds which do not fly, these birds are called as a flightless birds. See in the picture, the penguin, ostrich and kiwi. These are the example of flightless birds. Means they have a wings but they cannot fly. These are the flightless bird. But these birds can run very fast, children. Either though they are the flightless but they can run very fast. Now you can see in the clip, see the ostrich, it can run very fast. Now next one is the emu. See that emu, it can run very fast. Now the next one is the features of birds. Means birds have a certain features. Birds have a wings and most of them can fly. Means all birds have a wings, because of that they can fly. Then they have a light and hollow bones. Because of the light and hollow bones they can fly easily. Either the birds are very look like heavy, but because of they have light and hollow bone, their weight is very low. They have a feet and claws. The next one, they do not have teeth. Birds have teeth, children? No, they do not have teeth. Instead of teeth, they have a beak. By using that beak, they can tear, bite, chisel, crush or chew their food. Birds have a streamlined bodies which help them to fly. Streamlined means what? Pointed at head and tail region. It is a streamlined body. Because of that reason, they also fly easily. Got now, children? How do the birds can fly? Now the next one, that is the feathers. All birds have feathers, children. Now feathers means what, children? Listen. Feathers are the things which cover the bird's body. They help the birds warm. Feathers also protect them from injury. In most kind of birds, feathers help them to fly. Feathers are the important to survival. So birds spend a lot of time cleaning and taking care of them. At least once a year, birds shed their leaves. Birds shed their feathers. At least once a year, they can shed their feathers, and that process is called as a molting. Then, so got now, children, what is mean by molting? When the birds can shed their feathers, and that process is called as a molting. And in birds, there are 4 types of feather. Which are the 4 types of feather? Listen. So first feather is a down feather, second is the body feather, third one is a flight feather, and the fourth one is the tail feather. So children, how many types of feather? 4 types. Now one by one I will explain this feather. The first feather is the down feather. So down feather have a little shaft. They have soft and fluffy, which gives warmness. Some birds such as herons have a special down feather called as a powder down, which breaks up into fine powder, and the bird then spreads this fine powder all over its body to act as a water repellent. Because crane, heron, these are present, especially they are wander in the water, so they have a powder down feather. You got now? What is the down feather? It makes the bird's body warm. Now the next one is the body feather, and the body feather is also called as a counter feather. And the body feathers are small, present all over the bird's body, and they give streamlined shape to the bird's body, and they help in a flying. Got now, children? Body feathers are called as counter feather, and they are present all over the body, and they are bigger than down feather. Now the next one is the third one is the flight feather. These flight feathers are found on wing and tail region. Flight feathers are long and on the wings, and they have a wider feathers, and they also have a stronger barbules which gives them more strength for flight. See, they have a stronger barbules. Because of that barbules, they can fly very easily. Now the next one is the tail feather. Tail feathers are also called as a rectrices. These are mainly concerned with stability and control. They are used as a radar, helping to steer and balance the birds, and it also allow the bird to twist and turn in a flight. These feathers are act as a brake. When you want to stop your vehicle, you put what? Brake. In bird, when birds want to stop to flying, at that time they use the tail feather. That's why the tail feather is work like a brake. So up to here, children, we discuss what we discuss. I will tell in this summary of the video number 1. First, world of birds. In birds, there are some birds are very beautiful, some have a very sweet sound, and they make our world truly fascinating. Then next we learned about the food, shelter and lifespan of a birds. Means some birds are herbivorous, some are carnivorous, and some are omnivorous. Means some can eat only fruits, vegetables, and some can eat small insect, and some can eat both. After that, we learned about their shelter. Means birds build their nest to lay, protect and hatch their eggs and protect their young ones also. And birds are living things, so they have a lifespan. Means some birds have a maximum lifespan and some have a minimum lifespan. After that, we learned about the useful and harmful birds. Some birds are very useful to human beings also, and agriculture for agricultures also. For example, hen is very useful because it gives us eggs and chicken. Then some birds which are very harmful to human beings and to for agricultures also. These birds are called as a nuisance birds. For example, pigeon, crow and gull. These are the harmful birds. Now the next we discussed about the flightless birds. Means the birds which do not fly. These birds are called as a flightless birds. For example, penguin, emu and ostrich. Now next one we discussed about the features of birds. Means birds have hollow bones. Because of the hollow bones, their weight is very low. Then their body is a arrow or streamline shaped, means pointed at both ends. And next one, birds have feathers and birds have wings. So because of these characteristics, the birds can easily fly in the sky. After that, we learned about the types of feathers. There are the 4 types of feather. First, we discussed about the down feathers, which are very small and fluffy. They gives warmness to the body. Then body feather, which is bigger than the down feather. Then the third one is the flight feather, which is very useful for flying. And next one is the tail feather, which is work like a brake. Remaining lesson we discussed in a next video. Thank you, children.